My name is Kayla and I've just been to Jamaica to see my friends and family, but also to research the iconic MARYS SEACOLE for a new theatre show we're putting on at the Donmar Warehouse in London's West Bloody End. I went to a few different places in Jamaica. I went downtown Kingston, I went to Trenchtown, I visited Jamaica's National Athletics Park, just to name a few. You know, what I've really loved about my time out here so far, even from the second I stepped foot at the airport, is that I've been having conversations about Mary with people that I've been meeting, and everybody knows who she is. And that is just so joyful. It really is. You know, I can imagine growing up here. I didn't grow up here, I grew up in London, but I can imagine growing up here. There's a respect that people have here for her, an understanding of who she was. I was almost gonna say is then, because you really feel her out here. Like, there are pictures of her, people have painted murals of her on walls, and there are, you know, there's a love for her here, and there's a respect for her here. Same with Marcus Garvey, you know, Bob Marley, Asafa Powell. So you're walking down streets and there's homage being paid to these Jamaican legends, and it's beautiful to be around. There's a real sense of purpose when I'm here, and there's a real like sense of history and acknowledgement and respect paid to people who have done amazing things, not only for Jamaica but for the world. So I love being around that. I love being around that energy, and you know, every day there's some reminder of beautiful black history and black greatness, and it's really encouraging. This trip to Jamaica was very much school holidays, 6-week holiday vibes. You know, you've broken up from school and you're going off to stay with your family. So I was waking up really early every day in Jamaica, and you're being woken up by the sounds of chickens, dogs, crickets, birds. And I felt like being there to think about Mary was making me really brave in my, you know, my day-to-day actions. I went to YS Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall. I was jumping off a rope, which I've never done before in my life. I usually would have been too scared to do that, but I was channeling Mary and her bravery. You know, biking up in the Blue Mountain, and there was a beautiful tropical rainstorm that happened when we were up there. And I remember speaking to one of the locals, and he was saying, you know, you can't predict the weather when you're here. You know, if a rain cloud comes over the mountain, then you're gonna get rained on. And then I did get rained on. But it was nice, hot, beautiful rain. Oh, I need to send this over to you. But I loved meeting this soldier. I met this soldier at Up Park military camp in Kingston, and I was so impressed by how much he knew about MARYS SEACOLE. They had a herb garden dedicated to her. You know, this guy knew his history, and that's what I loved about being in Jamaica. I would ask anybody about her, and everybody knew about her. And then also, I was so honoured that I got to see the bust of MARYS SEACOLE at the National Institute of Jamaica, and they then referred me to the museum. So I went to the museum, and they've got this terracotta bust of MARYS SEACOLE, and it was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I mean, the detail in her face and her eyes and her pearl necklace and the medals, and she just looked so proud and gorgeous. So I was honoured to see that in real life. So that really was a highlight of my trip. If you've been following along, you'll know that my name is Kayla, and that I'm currently rehearsing a new play at the Donmar Warehouse called MARYS SEACOLE. I just saw a spider. So I took a trip to Jamaica to help me with my research around the iconic Jamaican nurse that we know and love, MARYS SEACOLE herself. And yesterday I was walking through downtown Kingston, and there was a beautiful bit of artwork that someone had done on a wall, and it said, "Believe in yourself." Believe in yourself. And I liked that I saw that yesterday, because everything that I've been reading about Mary, there's been this theme that has run throughout of her self-belief, her belief in herself, her belief in her gift, her belief in her knowledge and power, that she, you know, that she knew how to heal people and that she needed to do that. So this idea of self-belief is really strong in my mind on this trip, and I hope throughout the rehearsal process, and I hope throughout the play, and I hope throughout my life, really. I need to channel that. I am in Kingston, Jamaica, and I'm absolutely obsessed with MARYS SEACOLE. I am Kayla Meikle. I'm in the Donmar Warehouse rehearsal room, and yes, I am still obsessed with MARYS SEACOLE. The fact that I get to play her, I'm honoured by that, because she inspires me. Her power inspires me, and the fact that she packed up her bags and her herbs and her knowledge and her power and her self-belief. I want to be her friend, because I think she'd be such a good friend to have and be around. She sounds so jokes. Like, there's some really funny and heartwarming diary entries that I've read. You know, they're saying how jokes she is, and you know, she'd always be ready, making them laugh, warming their hearts with a bit of rum, some loving. And so, yeah, I would hope she would want to be my friend too. And I hope if she was here with me, she'd be proud of us all. I hope I'd do her proud.